Bada bing, bada boom. Right, who's got some tracks for me? Who wants their tracks fed back on? Hey, who's a bat? Who's a bat? Oh, once again. Just gonna wait for them to trickle in. Hello, my friend. Hello. Anyone have a track they want fed back on or would like me to review in some capacity? Let me know. Hello, Sugoi. How is everyone doing? Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo. Okay, fair enough. No worries. You'll be able to hear them anyway. What up? What up? Naughty steppers. Hello, Punji. How you doing? Check the mine in my channel. Okay, so if you wanna give me one, if you wanna give me a track, then just type it, and hopefully it's on SoundCloud, or try and send the link. Try and paste the link here. What up, War? Okay, here we go. We've got the first one in. So yeah, just post a SoundCloud link if you can, or if it is on SoundCloud, then yeah. Actually, you know what? The ones that are links, I'm gonna have to the ones that are links, I'm gonna have to just play from my computer, because if I plug my speaker in, then you won't be able to hear me. Hang on. Okay. Let's get this first. Hey, hey, carrot gang, carrot gang, carrot gang. We are the carrot gang. We're the true carrot gang. Oh, you've remixed Alien Invasion, Mr. Tefra. Stranger Official, if you have a link you can send to me in any way, then that'd be ideal. Just need a link, really. Okay, we've got a Sugoi. Open a new window. We have another. There we go. Open a new window. And another. Right, they're coming thick and fast, guys. I think we might have 10 already. Okay. Okay, that's good. New window. New window. With your Mr. Loops Labs, with your Thomas, I think Vadeva, Werdewer, whichever it is, yours couldn't be found, I'm afraid. Maybe it's a private link. Voxel in the house. Let's go. Okay, show SoundCloud. Okay. Thank you for your patience in me getting these things up. Okay, very interesting. I look forward to hearing it. Won't be long until I can hear it. I have an interesting question for you guys, actually. Something I've wanted to know is, seeing as, you know, like a lot of you are starting out, I was interested as to, you know, whether you're doing your own artwork for the most part, or whether you're asking other people to do it for you. Because obviously you're just starting out, so it's another thing for you to think of. The artwork's also always very important. Just going to check for any last links. Hi, I'm new from Hville Hydra Vivo. Nice to meet you, my friend. Hope you're well. Is that the first one I did? What was that? I've done Voxel twice. Silly me. Oh, someone sent an algo track. We're only doing tracks that are like your own, guys. So it's all a feedback thing. At the moment, I think I've got 6. Maybe I'm there. Got Sugoi. This one needs to be done. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Ah, no, I've uploaded it already. Okay, so at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks. Okay. Is this another one? That's been done already. Okay, so a couple more will probably trickle in. Oh, okay, we've got another one here, maybe? Oh, no, it's the same one. What's going on? Okay, and what are you doing to do the to do the artwork? Like, what are you using, like Photoshop, or is it even is it simpler than that? It really intrigues me because I always think, especially if it's good, I'm like, wow, if they. Okay, so we got that one. Those. That's 7 though. I'm missing something. Oh yes, the Loop Labs. That's the one I couldn't get to. This is weird. Canva, yeah, Canva's a bit of a classic, isn't it? I know quite a few people that use Canva. I used to use Canva for my thumbnails when they were a bit a bit more basic than what they are now, before someone taught me how to use Photoshop a little bit. It is definitely top of the line. I completely agree. I'm just gonna but I'm just gonna check one more time that I've got all these things. So we've got this one from Mammut, I think it is. Mammut, yeah. We've got Pungent Towers one, yeah. The remix. We've got Sugoi, yeah. We've got Glitch Q, yeah. We don't have that one. Stranger Official. Maybe I don't have that one. Open that link in a new window, boy. I do have it. Voxel, got the Voxel, and oh, I know, and then the algo I couldn't do, and then this one, this is the new one, yeah, Sesh Prometheus. So I've got 7 tracks already lined up. Okay, we've got another chicken patty. Yeah, thank you for your message earlier, sir, and for oh. It says this track was not found or has been removed. Hey, Lastronica, big up. Mr. Insert brand account name here. I'm pretty sure you are Chicken Patty. Yeah, you can submit, Mr. Lastronica. Stranger Official, you sent me several links, I think. I've got that one up. Not to worry. Yeah, I mean, be surprised if you did have money to hire people, to be honest. GIMP is also good. Lastronica, if you have a SoundCloud link, then just send it here. If not, then just let me know Actually, no, you will be able to do that. Just send me the good old link, boy. Chicken patty. I can't keep a straight face when I say that. Chicken patty, your link, your track was not found. It says maybe it's been removed. So I listened to Rob Gasser. He's a very nice bloke. I saw him live a few months ago in London. Very good bloke. Okay. Now. Okay, I'm gonna. Okie dokie, I will do that. Zodia VIP. Okie dokie. Do I listen to more commercial stuff? Yeah, when I can. I don't have a lot of time. But when I do, yeah, I'm listening to as much kind of more chilled commercial stuff as I can. It's not a worry, Stranger Official, that you don't have SoundCloud. I've got the YouTube link up. Okay. Chicken patty. Oh, another Alien Invasion remix. Very interesting. So I think I've got 10 now. I'm gonna just work through them one by one. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, user 1, 2, 3, 4. You are the last one. Well done for getting in. And just a reminder, guys, that I'm doing this every other Sunday. So if you don't get in now, don't worry about it too much. I'm going to be doing it every other Sunday, feeding back on your tunes. So now I want to know what you guys think about something. And yes, Mr. Thomas, I have made my own tracks actually before with 2 other guys. We were in a trio called Triptych. And yeah, we made a couple tracks. We made 1 remix and 1 original. It was a lot of fun, but it was very hard work, and I don't think I have time for it now. Now, guys, what I can do, I can either play it through my computer speaker, which obviously isn't perfect, but I can hear it pretty well. Because if I plug, you know, my computer through this into the speaker, you're not going to be able to hear me, and you probably, I'm not sure you'll be able to hear it because that hole will be clogged up. So I can either play it out through my computer, or I can just listen to it myself and feedback with my amazing new headphones. Play it on the speakers and react afterwards, or by pausing. Play it through a computer. All right. That is the feedback I'm getting. And so we have track 1, Mammoth Ear Killer. Out 14th of February, guys. So be aware. What up, Cole? How you doing? I was about to reply to your YouTube comment on my last video, and I realized that it was 1 minute to 10, so I had to get going live, but I will do that afterwards. But yeah, if you haven't seen that already, guys, and you like Deadmau5, then go and give that classic review a watch. Deadmau5 4 times 4 equals 12 classic review. But yeah, I'm going to do it now. The first track, Mammoth Ear Killer. The SoundCloud sound is off. I was wondering what's going on. Okay, already I'm really liking how that kind of dips in and out. Like, it's not too intense. Like, the sounds are quite piercing, and I really like the kind of glitchy effect of them. But the way it just goes up and then down, and it's not the same thing, and that's really good for kind of keeping the attention of the listener. I like that. This is good. I like this.
Will be the last time you'll be able to use your ears. What you fucking?
Yeah, it's a good idea. I really like that idea. I thought the transition into the drop from the build was actually really clean. I like the vocal sample. What I would say about the drop is that I get what you're trying to do with all the screechy effects, and I think it's presented quite well for the most part as an idea. But the percussion kind of needs to support it and make it have much more of a punch, if that makes sense. So yeah, the percussion just needs a lot more snap to make the overall presentation of the idea much more emphatic and kind of, yeah, in your face, if you will. But yeah, I like the idea a fair bit. It's good. I'm enjoying it. You see, it just needs a... Yeah, it just needs more about... It's a problem with a lot of dubstep production at the moment, is that the percussion is just so weak, and that completely undermines the whole idea. The whole idea. What up, Fuad?
Let me show you my real power.
Yeah, mate, like, there's a real story to this track. I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. Like, it fully engages you, do you know what I mean, through the vocal samples and the kind of musicality. I think that really works for it. But yeah, it's just a percussion. Like, if you sharpen that up a bit, this track could be really, actually very, very good.
What you fucking... Fuck that.
Interesting. That was well executed.
Let me show you my real power. What you fucking...
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Like, honestly, it's exactly the same what I was thinking at the start. It's, yeah, idea's great. I love that little moment of delay for the second drop. And, you know, the reason I was keeping quiet up until then was because I didn't really have much to say about it, to be honest, in that midsection. Meaning that it was good, just like ticking along very well. But yeah, it's just the percussion, man. It's just the percussion. The ideas are good. Just gonna wind on a little bit.
Let me show you my real power. What you fucking?
Oh, I've done that bit already, haven't I? Just realised that. Okay, yeah. Really like the kind of intergalactic, like outer worldly feel to it as well. Like kind of gets under your skin and like crawls through it. Yeah, I like these pinprick notes. They're awesome. But yeah, musically, I think very on point. Just a little bit of refinement with the percussion and like the kind of relationship between all of the synths that lay on top of that. And that would make it, you know, within the drop sections predominantly, I mean, I think the rest of it has a pretty good dynamic between everything that's there. So yeah, for the most part, I think very decent track. Well done. Keep on it. Doing well. Just because it's on the same actual window, I'm going to go for the Lastronica track next, Exodia VIP Extended Mix. Let's go.
Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this. My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba, but it does contain the unstoppable Exodia. I've assembled all 5 special cards, all 5 pieces of the puzzle. No one's ever been able to call him
That was good. I really like. Actually, I'm gonna wind back again. I'm gonna wind back to like halfway through the introduction.
But it does contain the unstoppable Exodia. I've assembled all 5 special cards, all 5 pieces of the puzzle. No one's ever been able to call him Exodia.
There's a part of me that thinks the introduction could have been slightly longer, like just drawn out a little bit more, but maybe that was just like the length of the vocal sample. I don't know. But yeah, my instinct was that it could have been drawn out a little longer, but I think like the way that you speed up the drums in that build really quickly leading up to the drop works very, very well. It's a good mix of sounds. But yeah, again, it's just like it's just a sound design thing. You know, it's the kind of thing where how refined your sounds are will just get better over time, because at the moment they're just a little bit, they don't sound quite like, you know, refined, as I was saying, like sharpened out. Ideas wise, I actually really, really like it. You don't get a lot of dubstep at the moment that's just kind of centered around like Yoi culture and working those sounds in. And I think, you know, for me, that's really refreshing to hear, you know, taking me right back to my original days of enjoying dubstep. But yeah, I'm really liking the ideas. It's just the sound. You know, whether you were to maybe work on it again at some point in the future, because it's one of those where the idea is great and it could just be like enhanced by, you know, more experience through production, and sound design, and just kind of working on that over time more and more. That's really nice. that little bit where it just opened up was great. Like that little bit of dreaminess and like ooh, like twinkly, sparkly, something sparkly going on. Yeah, that was really it's kind of like a proper eye opener, you know. I liked it. I mean, as much as I say, you know, stuff about the design, I think you've got a really kind of spot on kind of awareness with the progression of the track, like knowing when to have moments of isolation and when to include some sounds and others not as much. I think you're doing that really well. And as I said before, the ideas are down also pretty well. So it's just about refining sound over time, and that comes with practice, and that is the fundamental thing. That is what producers have to go through, those years of grinding and refining their sound. I love me a little jumpy yoy, my friend. All right, sick. Nice one, Lastronica. Liking that. Okay, who have we got next? We're going to go for this Glitch Q track, Startup. Again, with that. That's me. Another live stream every other Sunday, guys. So again, if you're watching and you I've already got 10 tracks loaded up that people sent over. So if you were unable to get yours in on time, not to worry. I'm going to be doing this every other Sunday. Okay. Ignition. Hey. How art y'all? How art y'all? How art you? How art thou and you? Shakespeare. Anyway, Glitch Q, start up.
Welcome to the beginning of an era of sound. New sound of the future. Program Glitch Q.
I'm actually going to start this one again because I want to absorb it fully. I wasn't just typing a comment.
An era of sound. New sound of the future. Program Glitch Q.
Oh yeah! Nice. I mean, I'm not saying anything because I'm drinking it in. I'm loving it. It's good. Apart from, you know, actually, I'm gonna see how it evolves. I would have personally added just a little bit more percussion each, like 4 or 8 bars, just to make it have that sense of anticipation and growing and like hype even more. Because I think what you've got is good, but you could make it great by adding even more little bits, like little hi-hats or claps or something, just to keep it ticking over that bit more. Something like that. That's very kind of you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good to hear you enjoying the reviews. Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, yeah. This is really good. I think this is quite sick. I personally, I would have done different things with the melody, but that's not the kind of thing that you're just like, oh, you need to improve that. That's kind of like a taste sort of thing, you know, because some people like particular melodies, whereas others don't. You know, I would have done the melody slightly different, or the chord progression, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, I'm just trying to eat a chocolate. But yeah, if that was organic for you, that musical progression, then that's what works for the track. It's your track. Yeah, carrying on. I'm going duh, duh, duh. So it kind of leads off, but yours, I don't know what note yours is, but it does a different note, the third one. People liking this one. Glitch Q, where you at, mate? Are you watching, Mr. Glitch Q? People hitting up your track. People live in your track, boy. Oh! Who does it make me think of? Who's it making me think of? Oh, this is mugging me off. Bum, 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 bum. Early Barely Alive, Spitball and Spitball VIP. Who knows them tracks? That is what it's reminding me of. Oh, I'm so happy I got that. Oh, yeah. Okay, for that second drop, personally, I would have had like a fade, like a like, so it just like kind of trickled in and then boom, slap you in the face. It's good, man. I mean, I'm being nitpicky because I think overall it's a very decent track. Some of this musicality is good, man. But I mean, yeah, there is a way you can make all of those sounds kind of pop even more by just like enhancing them a bit, working on the chemistry between all the different components, and that, I mean, that would be like a proper belter, if you get me. So good track. I like that. Lots of great musicality going on. One to follow, guys. Glitch Q. Decent. Okay. Got a demo from Sugoi next. Mr. Sugoi with Suffer. I like the atmosphere going on here. You know, I really like. I like how it doesn't make you feel, I think, a particular way. It's quite like uncertain. It's quite like on the edge. I mean, you're inclined to feel like quite melancholic listening to it, but then it hits you with a bit of a happy note, and you're just like, ooh, kind of throws you off your seat a bit. Kind of like, you know, with Voltage 001, that Space Laces mix. At the end, it's got like that triumphant horn bit where it goes like, dur, dur, dur. That was a great impression. But no, it just, it doesn't really tell you how to feel about it. It just, it leaves you in this really like unsettling, unnerving kind of gray area, which is a great thing in music. Oh, percussion's good, man. Real punch to it. Okay, for me personally, I really like the energy of it. I think the percussion could be fleshed out a little more, just a bit more added to it to give it just much more of a wider appeal. Because at the moment it's quite contained, even though there is stuff going on. It feels contained because like maybe you need a bit of like reverb on the percussion and the sounds. And the sounds themselves for me are a little bit grating. And that's for me is because they sound like a bit hollow. But you know, seeing that it's a demo is something that you could potentially switch up. But you could have like a snarl or a growl in there that would really like grab the attention. Because for me, these sounds at the moment are sounding a little too hollow, a little too industrial. Like they haven't got much feeling in them. Do you know what I mean? Like they're more kind of just there than kind of directing the listener to kind of feel it, if that makes sense. So yeah, they're like that kind of mechanical sound, I think, can just be made to sound fuller, if you will, if you were to keep using that, or you could change it up. So up to you entirely. So it gets a little incessant after a bit, is the only thing. Oh mate, that percussion is so good. Yeah, I mean, I'll say the same thing. What I would also say is like you've done that fading in thing for the first two drops. Well, I suppose you'd call that a double drop. But for that double drop, I think you should do that. And then for the first drop, maybe just come straight in with it. But yeah, definitely you can even switch it up if you wanted to, like do whichever one you wanted. But I think it would be good for the first drop and that double drop to have a difference. You know, one of them, just to kind of it just keeps the track ticking along and holds the attention of the listener better, I think, and also gives them a sense of you like being aware of needing to change things up and not just kind of doing a copy and paste, if that makes sense. So yeah, guys, I've got 10 tracks for this week already, so no worries if you weren't able to get one in, but I'm doing it every other week for the whole year, every other Sunday, sorry. So I'll be doing it again in 2 weeks. So unfortunately, if you're sending in tracks now, then I won't be able to hear them. But yeah, I'll be doing it every other week. So just tune in whenever you can and send it over, and hopefully you'll be one of the first 10 in another video. One slightly. Which tracks are next? Well, I've got a random pick from about 6. Is it going to do the percussion again? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say the same thing again, but you know by now. So like, yeah, I honestly feel like the builds and the intros and everything and the stuff that surrounds the drops is great. But the drops I think the drops kind of deserve that bit of feeling in them, because at the moment they've got that distinctly like industrial kind of hollow aesthetic to them, if you will. But yeah, I think the foundations are there for a really good track, Sugoi. So yeah, keep plowing on with that one, my friend. Next we have Alien Invasion Tephra Remix. It's the old pungent. Oh, TST Pro, thank you so much, my friend. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I hope people enjoyed the classic reviews this week. There'll be a few more of them throughout the year, but they're mostly for like the beginning of every year when it kind of there aren't as many releases. So you know, from tomorrow onwards, it's just going to be release. So that's the time to do all of them. Do I have Instagram? Yeah, I do. It's just at Naughty Step. That is my my Instagram, at Naughty Step. Okie doke. Alien Invasion by Moonboy, Tephra Remix. Good, yeah, good stuff. I like. They're not part of the original, are they? Those little like, if you've added that in, that's very decent. I like that. I like that. Anyone seen Moonboy live yet? He seems to be doing well for himself at the moment. Oh, hello. Some of them grand, heroic, warlike drums. Ooh. like a whirlwind, that first part of the drop. It's like I'm not quite sure which bit to concentrate on. It's like you got the screech and then you got that like tornado sound kind of swirling around you. I'd probably say it's a bit too much kind of taking the attention this way and that. I like those little bubbly like progression bits as well. But yeah, for me, that original drop and that original release is just maybe for me a little bit too much going on. Again, though, like with you again, Jason, like good bringing together of sounds, and like it's clear that you want to take it to the next level each time with each like bar or section, It's mad. I'm enjoying those like sinewy kind of acidic sounds quite a lot. Again, it's one of those things where I think the idea is really good, but just it's the kind of thing where this will be one of the kind of steps towards you becoming potentially great, because the kind of the definition of the sounds, as what I'm trying to say, I think just isn't quite there for me. But ideas wise, I mean, as I said, you're just clearly wanting to kind of take it to another level with each section. Percussion's good throughout, I think. I haven't had many qualms about the percussion. Yeah, I mean, all you can do is develop your sound. You're 16. Hey, you got so much time ahead of you. I wouldn't worry. As long as you keep practicing, of course, like you'll be fine. And by fine, I mean you'll be more than fine. Yeah, shit, like really, I cannot fault it for the amount you're trying to bring together. I think that's such a great thing. I can't fault it on that front. Like, but it just, if you are going to do that, then you need to be able to hear every sound and component really clearly. Do you know what I mean? So that is, I think that's fundamentally one of the most difficult things for any producer is, they can bring in as many sounds as they want together and put them all into one kind of sequence or section, but you've got to make them all heard. You've got to make sure that they're all getting their right amount of time and space. So yeah, I think there's a lot of potential in that track. It just needs a little bit of work on refinement, basically. That's it. Again, just making sure that each sound has a say within the track. Yeah, enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Punji. Next we have Sesh. Sesh, as in I'm on the sesh. Are you on the sesh? Sesh with Prometheus. Interesting. It's kind of like the opening to like a peekaboo track or something, like not quite as subtle as that, but got that gloomy like drip dropping kind of atmosphere going on. Ooh. I'm enjoying the simplicity of this idea a fair bit. But the drop did come out of nowhere, I must say. Like I didn't feel any or much sense of kind of build up towards that drop. And I think generally with the introduction and the drops, if you're gonna make them kind of as bare as that, then you need to make the sounds that are there have much more kind of like reach and scope. And you can do that perhaps with a bit of reverb or just adding in little bits of percussion here and there in the little gaps as it goes on. Progression, did I say progression? I meant percussion. But yeah, if you're going to have few sounds, then you need to make those have more of a presence in the track. Yeah, carrying on. Sesh. This is by Sesh. Ooh. 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 Mate, yeah, I like that. I like that whole last few, like, what, 8 bars, 16 bars? That was lovely. Some really nice sounds in there. It just, yeah, again, it needs just a bit more supporting those good ideas to make them even more emphatic and impactful. I recognize those VR presets. Fucking hell. Savage! I'm actually the youngest person in the chat. I'm 9 years old. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I think there's a lot of good sounds in there, and there's more than enough to kind of take your attention. But the thickness of it, the presence of it, just needs to be more. There needs to be more meatiness and more fleshing out of everything that's there, I find. Otherwise, it just remains a little bit bare. You can see what I mean. Like, it just sounds, even though there is stuff going on, of course, it sounds like there isn't quite enough going on. And that can be changed with as simple a thing as just, you know, reverbing it or adding a couple little nicks of percussion. Yeah. Some of the sounds are fucking awesome. Like that one. I'm vibing to that. Oh, and then it kind of just fades out. Okay, short but sweet, impactful. Yeah, a lot of good stuff about that. Predominantly the some of the sounds on show, but yeah, just needs a bit more fleshing out, and that will come with time. Or if you want to work on that track in particular. Okay, next we have Stranger Official. I've seen you posted the link a fair few times. I got it, my friend. Stranger Official with This Is Not What You Think. Stranger with a 4. So yeah, let's click this 1 o'clock. This is track 7, by the way. After this, we've got 3 more tracks. How long have we been going for? 55 minutes. Okay, all good. Oh. Oof. Oof. Who likes the Throwback EP by Virtual Riot? Let's just start that again and appreciate how those synths just melt in, how they melt in. It's just like the start of Throwback EP, Virtual Riot. Just clock it. Ooh. I'm feeling that. That's getting me right in my gut. Ooh. Musicality perhaps I would have done slightly differently to make it just that bit more heart-rending. But the percussion, man, that is snappy. Oh yeah, he's brought it in there a little. Good, good. It's like Stranger Official. I don't know if you listen to Nanomake at all, but it's giving me strong Nanomake Delta Bot kind of vibes. Oh, hello. It's called This Is Not What You Think for a reason. I like that. Mate, I'm enjoying that. That was a bit saucy. That was a bit saucy, you know. Oh yeah, good. I personally think the musicality could have been like a bit more consistent because it's going from one thing to another. I think you could do with having a bit more kind of constancy on that front. Because it's going da, 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 da. And I think, you know, just having a bit more sameness on the musical front would work for it much better than going off in too many directions. Yeah, the quality of the sound is there, in my opinion. It just needs to be not so kind of indecisive and just stick with one thing, run with it, and expand on that more and more. You know, electronic music production, all about simplicity. So just run with one thing, keep it simple, and then expand it slightly but surely over the course of a drop, a double drop, 2 drops, whatever you want to have in your track. I like this, you know. I like the contrast and kind of juxtaposition between the dreamy, I want to say wintry introduction and midsection and the harshness of the dubstep. Works really well. And this kind of demented bit, you know, kind of twist the track completely, kind of flips the table on its head. Good change up. I like that. Like, oh, you see, yeah. Again, just doing a few too many things. Like just returning to what you had at the start of the drop. Sorry, would have been brilliant. Just having that repetition allows the listener to kind of get into the track and kind of establish a rhythm, like a listening rhythm with it. so that they can, I mean, that is what makes someone return to a track, is knowing that there's something that's repeated in it that, you know they enjoy and that they're going to hear multiple times across the track. That's how pop musicians get you, you know, they kind of have catchy stuff in it that's repeated that you can sing and groove along to, if you will. So yeah, I think just work on that, because the sound quality is good. Sound quality is there. So just work on making your ideas more kind of confident in themselves, in a way, I suppose, just kind of letting them run free, but not with too much variation, more with keeping with one specific thing and working slightly around that. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying the same things, you know. Okay, thank you, Stranger Official. For those again who are just joining, I'm 7 tracks deep, and it's just 10 tracks each week. So yeah, I've got 3 more. So next time, I'm doing this every other Sunday. So next time, just make sure you're in there at the start when I start the live stream. And if you're one of the first 10 people to get your track over and put it in the comments, then I will listen to it. But I've got 10 already for now, so I'm just going to have to run with the ones that came first, I'm afraid. Next one. Producer Jason with Ghost Attack. Remind me already of Cut the Check by Spitfire and December. I didn't expect that.
These are the days of groups that we're dealing with now. Go. 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 What's this knob do?
Interesting. Again, yeah, similar to the last one. I think it's just trying to do too much. It's going off in too many directions, and also I think what you do have just needs a bit more, again, like fleshing out. There just needs to be, I think there needs to be a theme, more of a theme with the track. Kind of you're going off in too many different directions, which means that you can't really establish a particular feeling throughout it. You know, I'm left feeling one thing. You get those high pitched notes at the start, and you're like, oh, it's a bit chirpy and sprightly, and then it just goes off on a few too many tangents, I think. Some very interesting sounds in here. That's a dark noise. That's a Donald Duck noise for sure. Mr. Free Ever 4, you can show me the track on another Sunday, mate. I'm doing this every other Sunday. Not to worry, I'm doing this 26 times this year, yeah? So there'll be ample opportunities to show me it. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit jarring for me, just because there isn't a chemistry between the different components you've got going on. I think the sounds themselves that you're using are actually really nice, but they just need to work together. You know, there's not a chemistry kind of or glue like kind of binding them together. If you listen to any track that is from the bass mainstream, you'll just notice straight away with the best that, you know, you're not kind of put off listening to it at all, because everything is really like playing off each other and just works together. The musicality, like the volume of all the sounds and everything. And that's something that will come over time. And if you want it, then you will practice and work very hard for it. Yeah, I think sounds are good. Sounds are great, but they just need to be organically constructed. Well, 3 over 4, send it me next time.
Activate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to end up saying the same stuff like, oh, Lajtronica, your message got retracted. This is nice, like, but imagine having that for like a whole drop. You could have that for a whole drop, and just, you know, you could have that bing 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 boom, bing 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 boom boom, bing 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 boom, bing 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 boom boom bing bing. Like, just run with that one idea for a drop, and then just develop it in small ways. Like I was saying with the previous track, don't go off on too many directions. It's not good. It's not good for your music. Keep it simple. Have one idea and expand on it slightly. That's how you get people to listen, because they can identify that song, that track name with that idea straight away, and they latch onto it, and then they remember every time, oh yeah, that's what I love about it. That's what's going to make people return, is simplicity. Unless you're the Frim, of course. Boot Camp, best dubstep song of the last few years, en mi opinion. You're welcome, my friend, anytime. Anytime you want a bit of feedback. Honestly, sounds are brilliant. I really like a lot of the sounds, but just got to work on how they work together. Listen to as much music as you can and try and kind of clock or make a note of the musical kind of feel of them and how they all kind of surge, working towards the same ideal and general idea that the track is trying to sell. That's the best way you can go, I think. Just keep listening to as much music as you can, and taking tips, musical tips. Dora Camp. Boot Camp, best track. Okay, now we have another Alien Invasion remix, this time by DJ Chicken Patty. DJ Chicken Patty, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Chicken Patty. Let's go. It's like the start of an Excision track or something, like really like the vault, like really gearing up, like the machine kind of starting up and gearing into action. Ooh, like the way that trickled in.
Invasion.
something about the sounds in that drop, the main sounds that are just a little bit off-putting. I'll go. Yeah, they just feel a bit weird. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I mean, you know that feeling you get when you just hear a synth and it just carries you like with it, along with it. It's moving along. It's just fully like making you move along with it. This one's making me feel a bit more like restrained, if you will. Yeah, it's kind of like pulling me back a bit. It's not making me want to move along with it. It's just a little bit off-putting and not kind of. I don't know. It doesn't quite work within the framework that you've got, which is actually great. I mean, that beginning really set up the drop really well, and the percussion is on point. Just need to work on the harmony between that main synth in the drop and everything that's propping it up. Like you could have like a growl, if you listen to the Frim and Excision Nightshine, it just goes bow 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 bow, but it's like a proper meaty, like electrified growl, and it just sounds great. Quite simple, but just like the sound of it hitting you in the face is just like amazing. So yeah, I think maybe perhaps I don't know if you're wanting to change this track at all or work on it, but if you were to maybe put something else in there that was a little bit more impactful and like, you know, inspires like movement in you, then I would probably go for that. Yeah, I mean, you could have little breaks in here as well in the dubstep. So do 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 or whatever sound, and then like a little break, something like do 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 bam 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 bam. Just those little moments of isolation and breaks that just keep the track ticking along and hold the attention of the listener from beginning to end. Oh, yeah, I mean, same again. That main sound is just a bit uneasy for me. I really like the artwork, by the way. Artwork is awesome. I wish I could show you guys. Yeah, I wish I could show you guys. It's basically his own kind of icon like profile picture, which is like an animated thing, and it's got like this green glow behind it, which is meant to be obviously Moon Boy's luscious green locks. Good change ups. I like the change ups. Different sounds being used. That's great. I feel like maybe there's a bit too much reverb on that drum. Let's go back to it. It sounds like there's a bit too much like noise, surrounding noise going on. If that's the case, then I would personally take it down a bit. But if it isn't, then that's just my ears, my problem. I think the integration of that bit which is obviously, for me anyway, the main part of the most identifiable part of that track. So you've worked that in well. But overall, yeah, I think the foundation and like the structure of the track is great. Just need to work on the main sounds in the drops and just make it a bit more feel good, even though it is a heavy track, because you wanna get into it. A bit more feel good, a bit more flavoursome, if you will, and a bit more riveting. You want people to keep coming back to it, and some of the sounds in there were just a little bit off, a little bit ill-fitting. But yeah, good stuff. Now the last track, we have Transmute Vox Cell Remix. So yeah, this is the last tune I'm going to be doing today. Again, if you sent one in, but I wasn't able to do it, I'm doing the first 10 tracks each time I do this, and I'll be doing it every other Sunday. But if you guys really enjoy it after a while, then I'll happily do it every Sunday. So yeah, if you're enjoying these live streams, then I'll switch it up a bit. But yeah, I think for now every other Sunday is quite good. So I'm not doing it too much, at least initially. Excuse me. Okay, so last track, Transmute Voxel Remix. No, you've missed a couple bangers, yeah. Couple bangers from the likes of Glitch Q, Pungent Towel, aka Tafra, Lashtronica. I'm just going to wind that back a bit because I quite like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, it reminded me of love it. It's a nice introduction. I'm enjoying this a lot. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how different this is from the original. So I'm not, because I haven't heard the original before. So I'm wondering how much of it is Mr. Voxel's sounds or just taken straight from the original. But I mean, so far I'm really liking the composition here.
In my dreams, I can live my dreams, that fantasy, the things that we tell ourselves, the thousand thoughts, I'm in my mind, I'm never high. Don't hold me down, 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 hold me down, don't hold me, hold me down, hold me,
I really like the idea you've got there with that drop. It just could have exploded more, I think. And again, it feels a little bit straitjacketed in the sense that it goes duh, 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 duh. What you'll notice with someone like, 7 Lions, for example, when they release, it just pours out and it just keeps like glowing and radiating, and it just you know, more and more sounds just keep coming off. There's not loads of time for breaks and kind of da, 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 da. You know, I think have that initial release and just keep, you know, just keep running with it, like kind of like when Wooly does melodic stuff, you know. Funny that, you know, of course, Seven Lions and Wooly collaborated recently. But yeah, you have to just let the explosion just keep running. Don't have any kind of instinct or desire to hold it back, because the thing that's great is just letting a melodic dubstep track like that pour out and kind of just keep releasing sound and not feel like it has to have breaks or moments of, you know, disruption in it. So just the idea is so great, and the vocal and instrumental come together well, but it just at the same time feels a bit held back. See a random person. Nice seeing you. And I'll see you soon. Be sure to leave a track next time when you're here in time. That's well done. Maybe put the volume of those vocal notes a little bit lower because they're a bit quite in your face. Yeah, nice. Ooh. Nice. Flavor.
In my dreams, I can live my dreams, that fantasy, the things that we tell ourselves, the thousand thoughts. I'm in my mind, I'm gonna fall. Hold me down, don't hold me down, hold me down, don't hold me down.
This is a nice change in the build up to this second drop than the first one. I think it's a nice change. Not to say the first one is worse or lesser in any way. Just the change, the difference is welcomed. Oh, key change. I appreciate the kind of break nature of the second drop more because of that key change. It was nice. It was like setting it back a bit, you know, making it, giving it more of a kind of panoramic. You kind of appreciate it in a more panoramic way with that key change, and it kind of opens it up a bit. That was an interesting direction. Yeah, it's true, you know, about the key changes. Very, very rare. It's true. Yeah, very pretty. There are points where I'm not sure the vocal and the instrumental kind of come together in the most organic way. I think there's points where they're just like completely separate parts of the track and they don't really glue together so much. But, you know, again, these are things that come with practice and time and working at it bloody hard. So, yeah, that's a nice track. Very pretty, very melodic. It was good to hear a melodic track today. But yeah, that's it, guys. 10 tracks done. I hope you enjoyed that. And as I said, apologies if I didn't get to your track this week, but I'm only doing 10 tracks every time I do this, and I'm doing it every other Sunday. So if you are someone who sent a track or who wants to have their track fed back on or reviewed in any way, every other Sunday I will be doing this. And yeah, I always have a lot of fun doing it, listening to your guys' stuff. So I have listened to it. Yeah, I have. Need to listen to it again because I've only listened to it once. But yeah, I first impressions weren't that great, but as I said, need to listen to Roundtable again. But yeah, I will be, as I said, I will be doing this every other Sunday. So yeah, next live stream will be today. Next live stream will be the 27th of Jan. And yeah, as I said, if you weren't able to get your track reviewed today, with everyone I'm doing, the first 10 people that send me a link, those are the ones I'm going to review. So yeah, and thank you, Josh. That's very kind of you. Been good seeing you in the comments recently, my friend. Happy to have you on board. Again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been very fun again, and I will be live streaming again in a couple of weeks from now. But next week, it's going straight back into fresh releases. So obviously, in the last week, I've been doing classic reviews. If you haven't watched them, then go and have a watch. I did a Must Die one, Kill the Noise, Knife Party, and Deadmau5. So if you haven't seen those, then I recommend watching them. Classic reviews are always great for kind of reminiscing on stuff that we love from the past, you know, because those things have to be given their due recognition. But yeah, from tomorrow, going back into some fresh release reviews again. And Tuesday's video will be about something released tomorrow. So keep your eyes out for what comes out tomorrow. And it will be about something that is released on that Monday. I won't tell you what it is, but that is what the video will be about. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. I'll see you on Tuesday. Much love to all. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday. It's very late here, but no, it's early in the day for most of you. So yeah, have a good rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you next week.